We're back.
Hi, everyone.
Peggy's mad at me. No, she's
Here
not.
is Peggy.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. We're the Wildflowers.
Yep.
I thought I was supposed to have a topic for this. So I've been cramming for the last 2 days. Say, oh my God, I even said to her, I still don't know what I'm doing for my topic. I really have to come up with something. And she never said anything to me.
I just thought she meant the next time she was due to do a
She
topic.
just heard wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I know. And I came up with this, I think it's a really fun topic
Peggy,
too, and it's
I
not
am not
serious.
giving up my topic.
Oh,
Sorry.
well.
I'm glad I gave
And
my topic.
I was supposed to do a wine for this one, so I didn't bring a wine.
So
now I'm doing a wine that I took off of her wine rack.
well, you know what? This is what makes us authentic.
Yeah, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely. Well, and by now we would have, when you see this, we would have gone to DC, but we didn't do that yet.
But we didn't. Yeah, not
Yeah.
yet.
No,
we
not
filmed
yet.
2 in one day.
Right, yeah, we do 2 podcasts in one
Yeah.
sitting because scheduling this is how to do it.
Especially leading up to the holidays. So
Yes.
even though when this airs, Thanksgiving will probably have happened, don't you think?
Yes,
Okay.
when this one, yeah, right,
So
yeah.
you
Yeah, because Thanksgiving is
Not
the
this-
week after next.
Yeah.
any Thanksgiving traditions that you guys have to have, or like a dish or a
You
tradition
know what,
you
it's
do?
different now for me, I kind of,
Go with the flow.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
With us now, our new tradition as of the pandemic
Oh.
is called not Thanksgiving. We call it Rejectsgiving. And me and my kids and my sons-in-law, my grandkids, during every other year, my daughter Jessica and her husband, they go to his family every other year.
Okay.
And then the year when it's our turn for the Zirin Thanksgiving, we usually would have it at my house. Now I don't have a house anymore.
Aw.
But during the pandemic, it was the turn of the Bear family to go there.
Okay.
So, and it was the pandemic, so the Bear family said, no thanks, we don't want you to come. And then that's the year that then Samantha would have gone to her in-laws' house in Pennsylvania, and she said the same thing, no thanks, it's the pandemic, stay home. So Samantha said, oh my God, let's have our own Rejectsgiving. And we rented a house, and we went to Pennsylvania, and we stayed in a house in the woods. So now every other year, that's what we do. We rent a house somewhere in the woods, and it's a lot of fun. We have a good time.
So is that this year?
This year is the Bear family Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So they always invite me, but I usually bow out, let them have their Thanksgiving. So I always find something to do, and so this year that's why I'm going from DC. Jessica said, Mom, why don't you're going to be in D.C., have Aaron pick you up at Union Station and go to Sam's.
Nice.
So I'm spending the whole week there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very
Nice.
How about you?
I'm sure it'll change. Like this year, well, every year since my girls were little, what we do is, and we just did it yesterday, which is why it's fresh in my mind, we unpack the decorations, right, to get up. We don't have a lot for Thanksgiving, just a few, but my favorite part, and we do the same for Christmas, is what I pack in the box is their artwork from like preschool
Oh,
and kindergarten, and we have like this door that leads from our living room into our dining room, and that's where I paste it. Also, it's so
Yeah.
nice to take them out and like
Yeah.
look, and then they had such a ball yesterday, like, oh, remember this one?
Yeah.
And it's so cute. I just love that, the artwork, and
Value it.
Yes,
Value
I do.
it.
It's
Yeah.
getting all ripped and up, but I try
Yeah.
every year. I try like, oh, I hope it doesn't rip anymore.
When my kids were growing up, I always liked to color. And I used to have these Christmas coloring books. And the decorations that I always put up in our house when they were kids were things that I colored. And my kids loved them when they were little, but I didn't realize that it was a memory for them as they got older. And Jessica told me the other day, she goes, Mom, I tried to find that coloring book. She said, where are those pictures that you colored? I said, Jessica, They were from coloring books. I said, when I moved, I threw them out. They were torn, some of them, and colored, like yellowed.
Yeah.
Right.
And she said, I tried to find it, and she found it in one place, but it was like $300.
Oh no.
So it's a out of print thing.
Oh.
And she said she loved them.
Why don't you get a new coloring book and color
I have
it this
plenty
year?
of coloring books.
And start coloring.
Yeah, I know. I do. Usually this time of year I pull out because I have
Yeah.
like 4 Christmas coloring books, and I do color in them. And
Yeah.
it takes a long time to color one picture because I do it. I mean, I just don't. I color. I mean, it takes weeks and weeks and weeks to color a picture.
Why don't you just paint a picture? Oh,
So, but anyway,
well,
that's it.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Any other topics?
Well, maybe I'll just do a condensed version of my topic that I thought I was doing.
No, you're gonna ruin it for when you want to. How long is your
Yeah.
condensed version? Is it gonna be like? No, see, I can tell. I can tell.
Forget about it.
I can
Forget
tell.
about it. No, it's fine.
Forget about
Because you
it.
know why? We want
No.
wine. That's
Yes, we want
Oh,
some.
fine.
the wine that
Okay.
you did not
Did you
bring.
open it?
I did open
Oh,
it.
okay.
I did remember to do that. Okay, so anyway, this wine, let me pour a little bit there. Is that, you want more?
No, that's good. I'll get more later.
Yeah, give me the same amount.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, it's nice.
It's
There it
nice.
is. It's
very
nice.
deep.
Peggy,
Is
good
that
job.
good?
Good pick.
So anyway, I don't know anything about this wine, so I'm going to read about it. So anyway, it's a Montepulciano di Abruzzi.
Ooh,
And-
wait, say that again. That was so fancy.
Yeah, I didn't know about
I
this.
like the way that came.
Montepulciano di Abruzzi.
Why did you lower your voice?
Abruzzo.
Oh.
Abruzzo.
The
You
Abruzzo.
put me on the spot.
Oh, that was very good.
So anyway, it's an Italian wine. We've had Montepulcianos before at
I don't think
restaurants,
I
and
have.
you probably have. They usually have one in Tempranillo's. And okay, so anyway, it's a medium to full-bodied, I guess, depending
To
on
full.
the vintage.
All right, to happy
very strong.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
And maybe we'll hear about Peggy's topic after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, my topic takes place the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh, well,
Maybe I'll
No.
just do my own podcast the day before Thanksgiving.
We're going to see someone post it on the website.
Yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
What happened?
Oh, that's smooth.
It is very smooth. Okay, so anyway, medium to full-bodied Italian red wine known for its black cherry, plum, and violet flavors.
More violet.
I
From,
was thinking the same thing.
It is a popular choice from the Abruzzo region, often praised for its intensity and ripeness, and pairs well with hearty foods like pasta, red meat, and cheese.
Jason made pasta last night. He made fettuccine alfredo with shrimp. It was, he's such a good cook.
Yummy.
It was very delicious.
Any leftovers?
Who knows? Who knows?
The wine is made by winemaker Ludovica Crudnali, who sources grapes from a small vineyard. Okay, so the fruit is expressive black cherry,
Yes.
plum, and dark fruit notes.
Oh, plum. You thought
There's
that
the
the
plum.
last one.
I did.
Floral is violet notes are often mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And some vintages may have hints of spice, dried fruit, or balsamic, especially the Reserva. This is not a Reserva though.
Hmm.
Okay, so
All right, so what do we have to guess? We have to guess
the alcohol content.
the alcohol and then the price point. Do you have a price point?
Yes, mhm.
It
Okay.
smells
all
very nice.
right. Okay. I'm gonna say 14.5.
Let me look at the legs. Oh, that's pretty decent. I'm going to say 13 and a half.
You hit it right on the head, 13 and a half.
Wow. Ding ding. Ding,
And the
ding,
price point?
ding.
Italian.
18.95.
I'll say 19.99.
It's $15.99.
Oh, wow.
Actually, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many wildflowers?
I didn't like the first sip as well, but the second I had to it grew on me. The first sip.
Maybe it doesn't pair well with all the candy that we ate.
We did eat a lot of candy right before.
We were picking out on Halloween candy.
You're not supposed to tell anybody.
I'm so glad you were picking out on it.
But no, I think it's good. I'm gonna say a 4.
Yeah, I would give it like
it's good.
3.5.
I like the other one better.
Yeah, the other one was much
This
better.
one is good though. It's very good. I would drink it.
Yeah.
I would buy it.
Yeah, it's
Especially for
very
the price.
smooth.
It's
It's
a good price.
smooth.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I would 3.75.
okay. Yeah.
That's what I would give.
Yeah, no. What is interesting to me about it, it's got this little aftertaste after you swallow it, which I can't decide
It's
what it
sitting
is.
in my throat.
I'm surprised they didn't say something like clove or something. It's some sort of an herb or that I just don't. It's giving it a little taste that I like.
That was like me
I like.
with the leather before. For some reason, my sip said leather.
Okay, no, but
That was in our previous podcast.
But anyway, La Chiamata.
I did take a picture. Oh yeah, I did take a picture.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Let me be 100%
It's good.
sure. I knew I was going
Chiamata.
to, but let me make sure I did.
Chia. That's all I keep thinking of when you picked it up.
No, you didn't.
It's all me. You didn't take a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
there it is. Okay.
You can apologize right now.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Wow.
Why don't you let her talk about her topic for a little bit?
No, I don't want to now. I'm never going to tell you what it is
Oh,
either.
come on.
You're never going to know.
Tell
And
us.
everybody, you weren't born yet when it happened.
Go ahead.
Just
do
tell
it.
us the topic
Do your
title.
topic.
What is
no,
the topic
no, do
title?
the topic. I'll do this another time.
No.
No. Do the
No,
topic.
I don't want to because now I'm out of that. I can't
No,
do
no,
it
no,
now.
no.
Now
No.
it's too much pressure.
But you know what? I want to talk about my book though,
Okay, go
Oh,
ahead and
that's
talk
right.
about your book.
because I know I'm so excited about my book. This
Okay.
wasn't the book I was going to talk about
Evidently, we
today.
weren't excited about it.
No, that's okay. I have enough excitement for all three of us.
Okay.
This book is called The Child
Oh,
Finder
that's so familiar.
by Rene Denfeld. Holy moly, I love this book.
She's gonna
I'll
get
tell you right away,
5.
5 Wildflowers.
Yeah, I
I
knew
don't even have to wait to the end.
Right.
Pick up this book. Okay, so this isn't the first time I've reviewed a Rene Denfeld novel.
Oh.
Rene Denfeld's first novel I reviewed on here, and I also loved and gave a 5 Wildflowers. It was called The Enchanted, which was about a death penalty investigator.
I have that because you told me to read it. It's still on my shelf.
It's amazing. You got to read that book. It will change the way you look at the topic of death penalty. It really will in so many, which I think is
Yes.
what a good writer does.
I
Okay.
remember that you said that.
So I found this book at the independent bookstore out east that you've told me to go to, and I'm not good with names. I don't know really. I'll have to come across it. At the Book Barn. The Book Barn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I was so happy to find it because every time I go to a bookstore, I look for things by Rene Denfeld, and I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So they had it here, so I bought it used. I read this book in 2 days.
Wow.
Cover to cover, I could not put this book down. Loved it so much. So what this book, it came out in 2017. This is her second novel. And it reads like a mystery though, which like you, Peggy, I'm not really drawn to mysteries.
Yeah.
But what I would call this like a quality mystery.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's really a fiction novel, but there's a mystery in here.
Yeah.
You know, actually there's a few mysteries in this book. So the main character is a young woman named Naomi. She's about in her mid to late 20s, I think it is. And it's set in Oregon in current times, you know. She is known as the Child Finder. She's an investigator that looks for missing children.
Oh, wow.
That is her thing. She finds missing children, and the book opens up with her going to the home. She's been hired to find a 5-year-old little girl whose parents decided to go up to I forget the name of the forest, it's like forest in Oregon, to cut down a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the little girl is, just so happy to be in the forest, and within minutes, she's gone. She runs off away from the cars that look around and boom, and they can't find her. So now it opens up 3 years later.
Oh my God.
The little girl's name is Madison. Madison Culver. So she's hired. Many people believe that she's dead. Even I think the father. The mother though just
refuses.
and it's causing this. She gets into the strain of what that happens
marriage,
with marriages as well. So, but Naomi herself is a mystery too, and she brings a lot of unique insight into her work. She's found over 30 children, living and dead. And that's a big body of work for a 20-something-year-old girl. But she's done that because she was once missing.
Oh.
So she was found as a 9-year-old, and this isn't giving anything away. And so I can tell you this: she was found as a 9-year-old running naked, and she was found by a group of migrants in Oregon. And so actually, this child was missing not too far from where she was from, and these migrants found her. They were camping or outside, and then they bundled her up and then drove a day to another town over to bring her and deposited her with law enforcement. And luckily for Naomi, she was placed in a foster care of a nice woman. Thankfully, she was a nice, kindly woman, and there was a foster brother who she had also. This woman took in a lot of children of the heirs, and raised her, and that's where she ended up living.
Yeah.
But Naomi never recovered, at least in this book, what happened to her. Like there's a book. The mind is a very powerful protective force, and she knows she's running for something or searching for something, and so I think, and she thinks, finding missing children. That's kind of what she does. And she has a unique way of reading people, a unique way of looking that kind of helps her see what other people can't usually see, and so. She looks for Madison. There is also another child, an infant, that she ends up taking 2 cases on at once, which doesn't occupy a lot of the book, but there's another child. I don't want to tell you what happens with either one because that's giving too much away. But
I have a question. Does
Sure.
Madison have any other siblings?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. So she was the only child.
Okay.
And so, anyway, so I will just say this book is flawless. Flawlessly written.
Wow.
Just like The Enchanted, this writer is such a talented writer. There's nothing I would have changed in here. She packs a lot into a very small. The Enchanted, I think, was even smaller, and I think I said that to her in my first review. She packs a lot in here, and yet you don't feel like you're missing anything, which is hard for me because I always feel like I want more, But they're not overly lengthy, but they're descriptive enough to give you what you need too. So I read it in 2 days, and when it was over, I was like, oh my God, no. So this book came out in 2017 by HarperCollins. So I looked to her because
I wonder if it. When you're talking about the book, and I said I've read a story very similar to that. I wonder if that's the book that I read.
Well, she read. Okay, so I looked on the inside cover. She wrote The Enchanted. That was her debut novel.
Yeah.
This is The Child Finder. She has 3 nonfiction books at the time this came out. So it was called The New Victorians, Kill the Body, The Head Will Fall, and All God's Children. Which I think, because I looked up, is about street children, so I want to get that one. So then I looked up to see if she had any more fiction, and she does. And her next fiction book is actually a sequel.
Oh.
I am so excited. It's called The Butterfly Girl, and I ordered it this morning. I ordered it this morning.
The Butterfly Girl. I heard that one.
How excited was I when I read this? When you love a book so much and you're like, oh, it did end up well, but she wrote a sequel, so I'll be reviewing that one when that comes in next because I'm so excited to read it. Love this book. Rene Denfeld, I think, is a great. Now, this is her. She is an internationally best-selling author, journalist, and licensed investigator specializing in death penalty work.
Oh.
She has written for the New York Times Magazine, the Oregonian, and the Philadelphia Inquirer. She's also the author of the award-winning novel The Enchanted, as well as other nonfiction. So she brings a lot of herself into these characters, which you could definitely tell. But anyway, I love this writer.
the title. I think the title's good.
I wonder if that's the book that I've read. You're telling the story. I said I've read a book about that.
So
and she ends up. It was like a career for her, and she was abducted when she was a child.
Yeah, maybe you did read it.
It would be when we had the bookstore. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so I pick it up. Good for the holidays. The Child Finder, 5 Wildflowers. You can't go wrong with Rene Denfeld.
Yeah.
Really
Awesome.
good author.
I don't know if I recall you ever being like so effusive about an author. That's pretty impressive.
I liked her. I was
Yeah.
so happy to find another book
That's
by her.
exciting.
Yeah. So like I said,
Thank
and the
you.
third one's coming.
And see how it is getting excited about books. I think that's great. Go ahead, Peggy. You do the topic.
No, I don't want to.
No, you
I'm
don't.
not
Somebody
doing.
do the
No, I
topic.
don't because now I hyped it up and it's going to be no,
that's
I
it.
can't.
No.
Yeah,
You
no.
sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Will you do it when it's your turn for a topic?
Yes, I will. I will do it again.
Okay, good.
And it's going to be short too. Like it's not a big
Okay.
long thing because not a lot is known about this person.
Oh, it's a person.
Oh,
I'm
It was
very
an incident and a person.
Oh, now we're intrigued. Can't we do 2 topics today?
No, we don't have time.
You sure?
We'll run out of battery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can
so
you
yeah.
tell it when it's running?
Yeah. Can you look? Can you see
red-
the little
oh,
the
my
white
glasses.
thing on the top?
The red light, the little red.
No. The red light is the recording.
All right, we have to make sure.
No, it's fine. We're not going to. We had like over an hour, so let's
Oh.
go.
Yeah, so we still good.
All
so.
right. Okay. So I'll do the topic.
You do the topic.
All right. Peggy. Let's see what I have to put up with. Anyway. So I was inspired to share these 2 books that I've had for many, many years after watching the PBS documentary called Stripped for Parts. And it was about the media. And I know that you shared something that Claudia Barecki had shared, and so I used part of that too. But the 2 books, the first one is The More You Watch, The Less You Know, News Wars, Submerged Hopes, Media Adventures by Danny Schechter, who was a good friend of mine. He passed away several years ago from cancer. I'll tell more about him. And this other one, News Incorporated, Corporate Media Ownership and Its Threat to Democracy. And this too was written many years ago. So people had been warning us about this.
Yeah.
But I had to pull these off my shelf because after seeing this documentary, I was like, no, it's just scary. And people don't realize what we're being fed as news is not always news. So under President Bill Clinton, the Telecommunications Act of 1996 significantly deregulated the media and telecommunications industries. And he's done a lot of good things, but he really messed up for doing this. So marketed as a way to increase competition, it actually enabled massive media consolidation and reducing diversity in media ownership, like the hedge fund Alden Global Capital featured in this PBS documentary. So it was a very interesting documentary, and what it is this hedge fund Alden Global Capital buys out newspapers across America. They buy them out and gets them and does numerous things with them except giving
Oh, the
news.
truth.
Yeah. So no one knew why until journalist Julie Reynolds investigated in the PBS program. Her findings triggered journalist rebellions at Alden-owned newspapers nationwide. And here's their business strategy for newspapers. Cost-cutting measures. Alden is known for reducing the number of journalists and staff in newsrooms, which then leads to not getting stories that we need to know. Like, for instance, what you shared in our last podcast. If you had more journalists out there researching, that we would have been more informed about, this is a possibility that we wouldn't even entertain the idea now. Second, asset monetization. The company sells off the real estate and other assets owned by the newspapers it acquires. Increased revenue. Alden increases subscription prices and sometimes outsources parts of the newspaper's operations. Their goal is to maximize short-term profits and cash flow rather than to invest in the long-term sustainability of the newspapers as news organizations. And the people that are, suffering from this are informed voters, because we're not told the truth. Backed by the News Guild Union, the newsmen women have gone now toe to toe with their vulture capitalists owners in a battle to save and rebuild local journalism in America. And I know that you talk too a lot about local, being involved in local politics.
Yeah.
And when you don't have the local journalists, again,
Yeah,
you don't.
yeah, they don't get the media coverage.
Exactly.
That's what happened in Nassau County and in
Yeah.
Suffolk County just this month.
Yeah.
It's really tragic. It really
Yeah.
is. So the recent rise in union organizing is a response to the turmoil in the industry. So more and more workers are realizing that forming a union is the best way journalists and other employees can protect their jobs, their pay, their industry, and their future. It gives workers a voice at work and it gives us the knowledge to make informed decisions about things. So the two books that I mentioned, the first one was Danny Schechter's book, and there's so much I could write about with this one, but Danny Schechter made waves in the mainstream and alternative media for more than 30 years. He was called the alternative Walter Cronkite. He witnessed and participated in the history-making events of our age, from the founding of the Yippies in 1967 to Nelson Mandela's triumphant presidential election in 1994. And Danny was called the exclusive filmmaker, and he was called a news dissector, because I did several events with him on panelists that he really helped educate me, because at the time I wasn't that informed until I found out about how the media is, thanks to Bill Clinton. For 8 years, he was a producer at ABC's 2020, and he won 2 national news Emmys. And he reported from 45 countries and lectured at many schools and universities. He was a co-founder and executive producer at Global Vision, but he died in 2015. But it's a candid insider's tale of how the media really works and why it doesn't work the way it should. The more you watch, the less you know has emerged as a key catalyst in the debate on media reform. It recounts Schechter's media adventures from when he was Danny Schechter, the news dissector, on Boston's WBCN radio. And I don't know if this would be when you were living in Boston, because we're going back quite a number of years. So in the age of telecommunication, bills, and media mergers, this book is known as an insider's passionate plea for freedom of the electronic press. Let's see if there's anything else with this one, but it's just such an interest. It's very thick, but it just lets us know why we are being fed a bill of goods, because it's all about, and I know that both of you know this, it's all about greed. It's all about making money, and like even when I watch
It's about making money and silencing opposition voices.
And power.
Exactly.
And keeping power where the money is.
See, it's so. I'm watching David Muro on ABC, and I get crazed because he'll tell what's coming up, and then when it comes back up, he's telling us the same exact thing. There was no extra, and I know it's not his fault per se, but
he has like 30-second clips and then commercials.
10 minutes.
I got Channel 7 back. YouTube and Disney settled. I said, I could watch David Muir again in Jeopardy.
Yeah, I know, I saw that. The other book, and I got to meet, and I can't remember how Elliot Cohen reached out to me. It might be through Arthur, but I had him for a couple of panel discussions. And Elliot wrote News Incorporated, Corporate Media Ownerships and Its Threat to Democracy. And he's the one that informed me about the dangers of Fox News. And this book was written in, when was this written? I think 20 years ago now. Yeah, 2005.
Wow.
So, and he could see the writing on the wall. He's the founder and executive director of the American Society for Philosophy, Counseling, and Psychotherapy, as well as an ethics consultant for several healthcare facilities. The current climate of American journalism is fraught with incestuous relations between the government and a handful of Fortune 500 corporations that own and operation news organizations, from News Corporation's Fox News, General Electric's NBC, Viacom's CBS, Disney's ABC, and Time Warner's CNN to Clear Channel's massive radio empire. What the mainstream media presents as news, quote unquote, has become largely a paid political announcement, born of favor trading, conflict of interest, and self-serving bottom-line corporate logic. American viewers receive homogenized, censored version of reality, and the watchdog of American democracy, the press, has become a docile instrument of governmental authority and big money. And didn't we just witness that recently with what they did to Stephen Colbert and then Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
And they want to do it to so many others. When I say they, the Trump administration. And they...
And NPR and PBS,
Yes.
withdrawing those funds.
Yeah, they don't like...
It's all about silencing the opposition.
Right. And facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's, you know, getting... Because, you know,
CBS,
it's...
60 Minutes.
Yep, absolutely. So among the many topics in the book are methods of media manipulation and propagandizing. The claim that the media is liberal, media ownership, rules and deregulation, alternative media, the threat to free access to information on the internet. Facebook has cowered too now. They don't fact check. People can do anything they want on that. As a matter of fact, this happened to me last week. Well, I couldn't comment on anybody's posts. It wouldn't show up, and I was like, what's going on? And I searched, and other people were saying, why can't I comment? I can't comment.
I'm so glad I got off Facebook.
Yeah.
And so, but I can now. I've
Yeah.
rebooted it or whatever, but I wasn't the only one that wasn't able to do that. The effects of media consolidation are on actors, producers, agents, managers, and lawyers in the film industry, and the standardization of music and reduction of localism in radio. Again, you know, I'm a publicist, so I promote a lot of authors, and I go to their local, where they live, and I look up all the radio stations. They're owned by Clear Channel, and they all just play music. There's no deep discussion. And it's so hard to get any sort of conversation and get them on because they don't. Number one, it's not work for them. They can just put on music,
Right.
so
Yeah,
they don't have to, which I even send questions they could ask to help them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're not going to read the book. But
Well, most talk radio stations in this country are right wing.
Yeah.
Extreme, they are.
Yeah.
They bought them all up. They've been doing it for many, many
Yeah,
years.
this has been in effect in New
Yeah.
York.
Yep.
it's absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. I don't think Project 2025 was mentioned in either of these books, but you're right, it's been in the process. Let's see, for any American who prizes democracy, both these books, is a clear wake-up call to look more carefully behind the superficial slogans of a free America and the stars and stripes strategically displayed on the TV monitor. You remember after 9/11, how then it was like if you were on the media, if you were on the news, or if you weren't wearing the American flag on your lapel, you were considered a left wing. Like you weren't, you had to have that flag now. Now everybody has a little, it's on the media. Not everybody, but that shows that they're patriotic, and it's a joke. But as I mentioned before, Claudia Barecki had shared this piece. I said it, also Peggy shared it. Michael Blitz is a professor of interdisciplinary studies at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, the City University of New York. And he wrote an op-ed piece about authoritarianism, how it should scare us all. Authoritarianism is not a looming threat, and I agree with this. It's already here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe not to the degree it could still go.
Oh, no, it's here.
It's here. So it started by convincing people that any media source that contradicts Donald Trump is the enemy of the people. And you saw how he does it. If he's asked a hard question, he tells the reporter, you're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you ask that? He wouldn't answer the question.
Yeah.
Instead of being a man enough to answer the question, he will turn it around and and
That's
make
a
it
stupid
like,
question. Next.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the ultimate goal is to garner trust in the leader's word above all. And we know that a lot of people trusted his word because he was going to put the food prices down the
Well,
first
they
day.
still do, even though it's not happening. They still too trust him to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't get it. So that's why, with increasing misinformation coming at us from all directions, it's important to look at every article with skepticism. And every article, oh, I love you did that. Consider the news source's commitment to reporting the truth.
Can you see better now?
No, because yours isn't on. You need to put yours on.
Oh, yeah. So, for example, reputable newspapers like the New York Times. Yeah. Anyway, reputable newspapers like the New York Times and Washington Post fire reporters if they discover a story that is fabricated, whereas reporters on Fox News often wind up in Trump's cabinet
Yeah.
if they knowingly lie on his behalf.
Or leading the military.
Exactly.
Like Peter
Exactly.
Dixon.
Now there
Yeah.
was a program. It wasn't a documentary, but it was based on fact called Shattered Glass, and I've watched it several times. I just love this show, movie, whatever. It's a 2003 biographical drama film about journalist Stephen Glass and his scandal at the New Republic, and it's so interesting because Stephen Glass made up these stories, and they got published as factual. And eventually, the head of the magazine started questioning him, and it's so funny. Stephen Glass would turn around, "Don't you trust me?" He goes, "I need to know your sources. We have to have sources." He goes, "Oh," and he made up lies and whatever. And the New Republic lost a lot of respect because they published a lot of his stories. If you ever get the opportunity to see Shattered Glass, watch it. It's such an interesting program.
Is it a movie or a documentary?
It's a biographical drama.
Oh, okay.
So it's so good. As a result of an increased reliance on social media for news, which a lot of people are, more Americans are rejecting facts and embracing propaganda. I'll jump ahead a little bit with this one because I'm remembering somebody said to me, it's about probably 10, 11 years ago, "Did you see," it was on Fox, and he said something about Julia Child, something in her life or whatever. He goes, "Oh my God, I didn't know that she was a communist," and he said, and I said, I almost said the person's name, "It's Fox News." He goes, "No, it was in the New York Post too."
Oh, God.
And I said, "Do you know who owns the New York
Yeah.
Post?"
Yeah.
I said, "It's the same people." And his, all of a sudden he was like, "Is it?" I go, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I said, "I don't blame you for not knowing this, but you gotta pay attention."
Yeah, fact check.
Exactly. So he stopped saying that about Julia Child. So as a result of an increased reliance on social media for news, more Americans, yes, just said that. So this is spelled out in the Heritage Foundation's Project 2025 mandate for leadership. But backed by 110 conservative groups, it outlines plans to control the media and consolidate power within the first 180 days of Trump's second term. Its lead author, Russell Voigt, heads Trump's Office of Management and Budget. So we are getting so much disinformation. And I watch MS Now. It's called MS Now.
Yes, I know, yeah.
Not MSNBC. But I still try to fact check what they're saying. Anything I watch, it's like, it's important, and it's hard in this day and age because, you can fact check and you'll come up with an article that's still BS. Because you're like, oh, it's here too. And so it can be tricky. And a lot of people don't have time.
No.
They're working very hard. So you sit down in front of your TV and you get this bill of goods, and you end up taking it as facts.
Yeah, but there are like sites like factcheck.org.
Right.
It's very simple. You put in, is this true?
Right.
And it comes up and it'll tell you a whole thing about it. Maybe part of it is true. You know, like,
Right.
this part of it isn't true, this part of it is true, or this is not true at all.
Right.
And
right.
also, Snopes.
Snopes
That's
is a
another
big
one.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan still of using the old books.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that book that I used in the last
Right,
podcast.
right.
You know, that was written in the 2000s. I mean, to do some of the hard facts instead of saying, well, this country always did this. Let me go back to the book.
Yeah, well, that's, you could do
Yeah.
that if it's something like not necessarily.
Historical.
Exactly.
Right.
And again,
But-
with an ear to who's writing the book.
Exactly.
Because history
Yeah,
is written
right.
by
Yeah,
the
it could be
victors.
Bill
you know,
O'Reilly,
Yeah.
But, you know, so it's good to read both
Yeah.
sides of history.
Yeah.
But books, you're gonna find, because I don't trust a lot what I see online anymore.
Oh no, most of it is
Yeah.
like they said propaganda. So disinformation has surged in Trump's second term. Elon Musk's self-monitoring policy on X has resulted in an 86% disinformation rate.
Yeah.
86%.
That's surprising, really.
I
Elon Musk?
I know, I'm sorry to
would've
upset you with
thought?
this information.
86% misinformation rate on X.
Yeah.
86%
Yep.
on X.
Facebook was ordered to end fact-checking, enabling conspiracy theories that fuel radicalization and domestic extremism.
Which is why I left.
Even before the 2024 election, the Washington Post was instructed not to endorse candidates, part of a broader strategy to
And who
silence.
owns the Washington Post?
That was that Bezos?
Yes.
Yeah. Strategy to silence dissent and control traditional media. In February, the White House began controlling press access directly, ejecting veteran reporters from
It is
Reuters
sickening.
and HuffPost and replacing them with conservative podcasters.
And the Pentagon did too.
Yeah, exactly. The Associated Press was banned for refusing to call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, because that was important. The Wall Street Journal lost access after publishing Trump's Epstein letter. Trump sued the New York Times for lying, found without merit by legal and constitutional experts. The goal is clear. Am I reading the right page?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Suppress independent voices, centralize control of public information, and replace independent journalism with state-controlled messaging.
Oh, who does that? Oh, Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
Venezuela.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Maduro's.
Yeah.
Yep. Carrie Lake leads Voice of America, transforming the international broadcaster into a vehicle for state-aligned messaging. Funding cuts to PBS and NPR quashed
it's so
public
sad.
broadcasting, the only news source in some areas, while MSNBC's rebrand under Versant Media faces uncertainty. So I don't know if MS Now is going to be affected by that, but we'll see. Trump weaponized the FCC to silence dissent. This is not what the fourth estate is supposed to be. It threatened to block the CBS Paramount Skydance merger unless The Late Show with Stephen Colbert was canceled. Jimmy Kimmel was pulled off the air after criticizing MAGA coverage of Charlie Kirk. And Sinclair told him he could return if he donated to Kirk's movement. Now, I don't know, I tried to find out if he actually did donate, but he did give a lukewarm apology.
Yeah.
It wasn't,
Yeah.
he didn't say he did anything wrong.
No, he pretty much said it wasn't the right time to say it, I think.
Right, but yeah. Even Pentagon communications now require approval from Pete Hegseth, signaling partisan control over national narratives. And on October 31st, the White House restricted access to the press secretary's office, further undermining transparency and accounting. You know, it's funny how Fox always loves to say fair and balanced. Well, it's
Did
neither.
they say that?
Yeah.
Did they still say that?
I haven't heard it anymore. Yeah. Hey, they had to pay over $750 million.
Yeah.
It's a drop in the bucket for them.
Yeah.
To
Drop in the bucket.
say that they are only just entertainment at the cost of our democracy. But so taking a look at the bigger picture, under Trump's FCC, conservative media outlets are merging and consolidating control. Thank you, Bill Clinton. CNN is being acquired by conservative billionaire Larry Ellison. Both Ellison and Rupert Murdoch will soon hold controlling shares of TikTok, extending right-wing influence to younger audiences. Taking ownership of TikTok away from China was never about safety.
No,
It was
never
exactly.
was.
It's about control.
It never
Look,
was.
you took the words right. You're just
It was getting the mechanism that the younger
That's right.
generation is using,
Pull them
getting
in.
them in, which is why my kids will never have TikTok.
Yeah.
I love TikTok only for the
won't
certain
have
little
it.
clips. But
No.
there's
Yeah,
what I
my
watch.
grandkids aren't on
And
any
my kids
social
will never
media.
have that.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
No. They have no interest
No, my
in
kids
it
don't have
either.
social
Yeah.
media either.
And that's interesting because I'm sure all their friends are. And
Yeah.
they probably hear their
Yeah.
friends
Well,
sing.
Riley is totally different than all her friends.
Thank goodness. All right, and it's not hard to imagine Elon Musk's influence on world affairs, owning more than 8,000 communication satellites with plans to deploy up to 42,000.
Who's this?
Elon Musk.
Oh.
Just 10 months into this administration, and millions of Americans live within a state-controlled bubble, never even hearing the truth. And that's so scary.
And they're happy with that.
But they don't even know that it's not the truth.
They know. There must be people who challenge them, but they're so
I
obtuse
don't
about
know.
it. It's like, nope.
Well,
this-
that's,
Yeah.
they
I
do
thought
are.
I've been so hardened, but my heart did break a little bit when the PBS funding went away.
Yeah.
You know, PBS, when you think about, years and years and years ago, Mr. Rogers went before Congress.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it was going to be, the funding was going to be eliminated then.
Yeah.
And his speech, which was, if you haven't seen it,
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
it, it's amazing. He saved it with
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
for generations to come, and the media empire, PBS empire, whatever, the media presence that PBS was fought for by Mr. Rogers,
Yeah.
which
I
was
know.
the most kindest
Yep.
person,
Yep.
an important person, and that is now gone.
Yeah.
Donald Trump took away Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Mr. Rogers said, but there were reruns. I mean, it's disgusting
It is
that we don't have
disgusting.
PBS.
Well, PBS still is on.
But I
Yeah.
mean, with the funding,
Yeah,
our
right,
government
yeah.
isn't funded
Right.
it. Like that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
something we are supporting anymore.
No.
Yeah. That's the thing, and that was something I always ask myself too, because they'll say these documentaries are funded by, and they have these names, and
Yeah.
you're wondering, okay, who are these people?
Me.
That's
Yeah,
just
me too.
another
I
thing
mean-
that this administration is taking away from people who need these things, to
Yeah.
give these gigantic tax breaks to the richest people in the world who don't need it. That's PBS. Like my kids grew up on
I grew
Sesame
up on
Street,
that. Oh.
Electric Company,
Yeah.
Mr.
Mr.
Rogers, all those great shows where they were learning things
Magic
and
Garden.
well,
That
that
wasn't
wasn't
PBS,
PBS. That was,
Pix 11.
CBS or
Pix
something.
11.
Oh, that's right. That
It was
was
what?
PIX.
Pix 11.
Oh, really?
PIX,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But
See?
But it could've been.
educational
It was that
and clean entertainment with no
But
violence
education.
and
Yeah,
exactly.
That was the heart. of it.
Reading Rainbow and and just pull it away. Pull away everything that you can from.
And the money was just a drop in the bucket. It wasn't
Exactly.
even.
Yeah.
It wasn't about the money for them.
They're giving more money away for stupid things
Yeah.
now. That just.
Yeah.
But PBS, we should be funding PBS.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100,000,000% we should be funding
Absolutely.
PBS.
I mean, so many wonderful documentaries and the cemeteries. I just saw the one about the cemeteries in New Orleans. It
Oh,
was so
okay.
interesting.
I'm DVRing them now, so I have to go back and catch up on
very
it.
interesting.
I started watching Broadchurch, which I thought that originally was a PBS,
I think
but
it
maybe
was.
it wasn't. I don't
I feel
know. I
like it
watched
was.
it on Netflix or HBO.
Okay, I'll have to.
It was
go
really
back.
good.
Call the Midwife was PBS.
Yes,
Yes,
it still
yeah,
is.
it
Yeah,
still
is.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once all the truth tellers are silenced, can any independent media survive? So it's something we have to ask ourselves, and we have to educate ourselves. And I know it takes time, but you have to know. And one thing for Fox News, Roger Ailes, who was the chairman, he's dead now, yay,
Yay.
and CEO of Fox News, gave it that name, Fair and Balanced, even though he even knew it wasn't. He said it was more for entertaining, and people will be gullible and believe
Yeah,
it.
and he was right.
And he was
was
he
right.
was right.
Yeah.
But these are, you can still get these books. I mean, they're probably going to be used or whatever. But News Incorporated and News for the more you watch, the less you know. And the only reason I pulled these off my shelf is because after watching that documentary on PBS and learning about these hedge fund companies that are buying the newspapers, and you think, oh, they're saving the newspapers, the
No,
local
they're not.
newspapers.
No,
They're
they're
not.
controlling the news.
No,
Yep.
I'm glad you did this
So,
one. Thank
yeah.
you for that topic. And
Yeah.
as you were talking about it, it made me think we're going to probably go back to what it was. You know, history repeats itself, where people will be printing papers in their basements and,
Yeah.
and transmitting it door to door.
Exactly, yeah.
Again, just to get their community knowledgeable
Mhm.
about what's
It
really
reminds me
happening.
of Poldark, one of the last episodes where the women ran
That's
in
right.
the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a. You should watch Poldark.
I
So-
think-
Your girls would like
is
it
it on
so.
Netflix?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on
All right.
Netflix.
I'm watching it second
There's
time
5
around.
seasons.
Okay.
And
All right.
I'm on the first season again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The 5th episode doesn't hurt the Aiden Turner, is it? I'm sorry, he's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
He's really
Yeah.
nice. You know what? But I was thinking about that. I was like, why do I find him so frickin' sexy? And he's good looking, yes.
I gotta look him up. I don't know
But-
who it is.
He's such a kind person.
His
In real
character.
life?
His
Oh no, I don't know about real life. No, his character. The
Yeah.
Poldark.
Yes, he is.
He fights
He
for
is.
the little guy.
helps.
Huh?
You know, that helps.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
'cause-
Irish?
And he has a
He's
3-quarter
Irish,
hat
yeah.
on. Of course.
Yeah,
You know I like the Irish.
yeah. That picture doesn't even do him justice.
Okay.
Like,
Let me see that picture. No, you have to see him with a 3-cornered hat on and long hair.
Or with his shirt off. I have one of those.
Coming out of the
No,
ocean.
is oh, here, is that him?
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Cause
Sorry, we just.
I do this. You know me with Sam Heughan and Outlander.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
his character also, not only is he smoking hot,
Yeah.
but his character is so kind
Yeah.
too. Like, and it's like, yeah, let me watch season 1 again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if George, the character of George, was the kind one, and he was the asshole?
He would, maybe he would have been more handsome
Yeah.
than George. They would have made him look more handsome.
Right. But yeah.
I get it. All right,
But
I'll
at the
I'll
end
pull
of
up.
it, were you satisfied with the ending?
I want
Oh.
more.
Okay. I won't talk about it because you really should watch
All right,
it.
I'll
I
start
think that
watching
the
it.
girls
I'll start
would like
watching
it
All right. Well,
too.
thank you for watching.
Adios.
Thank you,
Adios,
everybody.
bye.
You'll get our newsletter soon. We'll hand deliver it in the mail to give you the news.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's okay, Peggy. Somebody's just bringing Jason something.
All right, bye, everybody. Thanks for joining
Yeah,
us.
bye.
See you soon.
Yes.
Bye.